Hello, everybody. Here's part 2 of creating your floor plan in SketchUp. And in this part, we are going to actually create the walls to separate the different spaces in your house. There are two ways that we can do this. One is to use the pen tool and draw lines, just as we were doing before. The other way is to use the rectangle tool. And depending on what your house looks like and how many rooms you have, how square they are, you're going to decide which tool is better for you to use. So I'm going to start with the easiest rooms in my house. I'm going to orbit a little bit so that I'm kind of having more of a top view of my house. So I'm going to start with this front room right here because I know that this line extends all the way across, and that is going to create that space for this front room of my house. So I'm going to use the rectangle tool because I can simply start at that corner and drag this rectangle all the way right there. So now I have that front room of my house. We're not going to worry about doorways just yet. We'll keep everything totally separated. So there's my front room. You can see I still have that 6-inch wall all the way around here. Now I'm going to still use the rectangle tool for my bathroom. This little section back here, this is my bathroom. So I know that my bathroom is 8 feet wide by 5 feet long. So I'm actually going to start to draw my rectangle, and I'm going to type in 8 feet, comma, 5 feet. Hit enter, and there's my bathroom. Now, to make this a little bit easier on ourselves, before I go any further, I'm going to go to the line tool, and I'm going to recreate that 6-inch wall on these rooms before I start to lose them. So I'm just going to extend my lines here like this. I can measure, make sure I made it 6 inches. It's a little bit longer, so what I'm going to do is go back to my pen tool. I'll actually draw from here out, make that 6 inches. See if I can find it. Let's zoom in here. I guess that's as close as I'm gonna get for now. Let's try it up front here. Use my pen tool, drag across here all the way to the other side. There's my wall over there. So now you can see I'm gonna have that 6-inch wall all the way around any of my rooms. So now it's going to get a little more complicated because I have to break up this big space into 3 rooms, and it's not a nice rectangle. So right here, this is my hallway, and I know that extends from this wall here. So I'm actually going to extend this line all the way up here. And then look at that. It even wants to connect that for you. That's so nice. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to come right back down here with my wall. So that's my hallway. This hallway connects the living room to the kitchen back here, and then my bedroom's in this back corner. So I know that this wall continues across here where my living room is. If I'm not totally sure, I can use my measuring tape and measure out how big I know this living room's supposed to be, which is 11 feet. So if let's see, I'm gonna use the line tool. I'm gonna go back over this. I'm gonna type 11 feet. And that should give me, there it is. There's my 11 feet, come across here. So I didn't make that one quite long enough, so let's fix that. There we go. Now I can erase this little guy in here. I can even continue to do that as I go around. If you want to erase those lines in between, you can do that. All right, so now I can continue this here. We want 6 inches. There's my 6-inch mark. There's my other wall. All right, you can see how this is starting to come together really quickly. So what I'm still missing is the separation between my kitchen and my bedroom. So I'm gonna figure out this here. We know that this is going to connect all the way back there. So I'm going to draw this line here all the way back. And then same thing from here, all the way back there. Erase some of those lines. All right, it's looking pretty good. So now I have bathroom, kitchen, hallway, bedroom, living room, and this is my little sunroom in the front. Now the problem is that I've separated all of these rooms, but I don't have doorways. So in my sketch, you will see that I have the measurement of all the walls and how big the doorways are and all of that information. So I'm going to actually come in here and start to do some measuring and figure out exactly where all of those doorways are. For instance, my bathroom. This is a 4-foot space right here. It's a 4-foot wall, but I know that my doorway only takes up this right side for 3 feet. So if I take my measuring tape, let's see. Get to 3 feet. So that's where 3 feet is. So I can go now and take my line, create a new line there, and now if I start to erase some of these because I've connected them, there's my doorway. So now I have the wall that separates the kitchen from the bathroom and the doorway into the bathroom. We're not actually going to put doors or anything in yet. I just want you to be able to see how we can move from one room to the next. So same thing over here. I know that I have 5 feet to the door. So I'm going to type in 5 feet, makes that nice little mark for me. Now I can take my pen tool, draw a line across. I know my doorway is 3 feet. So I'm going to continue from here 3 feet. New mark, new line. Perfect. Now I can take that eraser and erase those. See how easy that is? I'm going to continue to do this all the way around into all of the rooms. So here I have a 5-foot doorway, and I know that this wall right here is 1 foot 8 inches before my doorway begins. So I'm going to measure 1 foot 8 inches. There it is. Draw a line. And then that doorway is 5 feet wide. So from that mark, I'm going to measure 5 feet. There's 5 feet. Draw a line over there and erase. Oops, I erased the wrong line. Undo. Here we go. All right, there's that doorway. I got 2 more doorways here. I have one that goes from my hallway into the living room. And I know that this wall space here is 2 feet. That's also a 5-foot doorway. So I'm going to measure 5 feet. Erase these lines. One more. Over here, I know that from this side, it's 5 feet across to the doorway. And then the doorway itself is 5 feet. Erase this one away. And now I can see all of the spaces between all of my rooms. It looks very accurate to what my house looks like. Now, if you haven't erased all of the lines in here, you're going to want to, because what we want is for the bottom of your floor plan, the floor itself to actually be its own shape, and then the walls to be their own shape. So I got 2 different ones here. Because when we do have them as 2 separate shapes, we can then use that push-pull tool. make sure I'm in here correctly. And we can actually pull those walls up. And I know my ceilings in my house are 10 feet high. So I'm actually gonna type in 10 feet, hit enter, and now my walls went up 10 feet. And I can do the same thing for this wall right here. 10 feet high, perfect. Zoom out so you can see this better. There it is. That's what my house looks like. So once your house looks like this, the only other thing you can try to do, like I have a doorway to the outside here and a doorway to the outside here. I could actually draw into those spaces, cut them out so that we have nice gaps like this to the outside. You could also, like your doorways are not 10 feet high like the ceiling is, so I could go back in and redraw some of those so that I have the top across there. But those are matters of personal preference, so I'll let you do what you like to do. But that's what my floor plan should look like. So once I have finished, I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna upload this floor plan in SketchUp as a SketchUp file, the .skp file, to the shared Google Drive folder. Your sketch that you used with all of your measurements, your hand-drawn floor plan, that's going to be uploaded as a JPEG or a PNG image to the Dropbox. So I hope that you enjoy this assignment. It is really fun, and it's really cool to be able to show your friends and your family members that you can actually model your already existing space. And we'll have some fun kind of filling this space with some different furniture and things like that in future activities. So make sure you save this constantly. All right, you can even, if you remember how to save a scene, you can put this at your favorite point of view and save it that way so that when I open it or someone else opens it, it comes right up to your favorite view. Good luck, everybody. And remember, if you have any questions, make sure you post them to the discussion board that says have a question, ask it here. Good luck.